what most of the players are struggling is to how exactly to train their sighting and aiming. There's lots of videos on YouTube or social media how to improve your sighting and aiming, and there is lots of technical tools how to do that. But what I'm lacking is the structure exactly how to train your aiming. And I'm a fan of sight natural idea, which means that from your perspective, you have to see the clear vision. And also, when you do those practices, you have to be extremely focused on the task. In this way, you have a chance to improve your sighting and aiming on fairly quickly on straight shots and angle shots. So let's start simple, blow up the spot. I assume that even beginner players are gonna be able to pot this ball into this middle pocket. But if you decide which part of the middle pocket you want to pot, left side, middle, or right side, it's going to be slightly a little bit more complicated, and it's going to make you naturally make slight little adjustments in your sighting. So let's say from my aiming perspective, so the way I see the line, okay, for me, a totally straight line to the center part of the pocket is right here. So if I stand about Q distance apart, I'm very likely gonna, with the pure rolling shot with the middle, gonna pot this ball into the center of the center. Which exactly happened like that. Now, if you want to be really precise, now I want to hit red ball over here, okay? And now, if for me the middle is, I just want to be sure that everything is straight, yeah. If the middle is here, so if I want to hit to the left side of the pocket, I have to make micro adjustments to the left. So I was here, and I make adjustment here. And now, I'm going to try to hit this red into the left side of the pocket. Which I did. For my coaching practice, if you don't have a clear visual tools for the beginner players, what I recommend you to do by yourself, because most of you are going to practice by yourselves, or coach is going to teach other students, I would say that just make sure that you cover the right side of the pocket like that. It's a great visual tool because it helps, especially for the children or just beginner players, to visualize which part of the pocket you want to hit. Because sometimes without a visual tool, you can be a little bit confused, but since you know exactly if you're gonna hit from this perspective that you're gonna hit the left side of the ball, you naturally, way easier gonna adjust, slide it to the left. It's crazy to think that with a small adjustment like that, you can make a player less confused and more clear what to do. So once again, for me, when I see this red right here, I see right now that I'm hitting the object ball to the left side of the pocket. And the result is good. And now, you have to hit to the other part of the pocket. So you're covering the left side of the pocket to hit here, okay? So since here is a little bit too easy for me, so I would put like this, okay? If I'm gonna play center through the center, it's gonna hit the edge of the right side of the ball, object ball. So now, I'm gonna adjust slightly to the right. So center of the center is here, slightly to the right is here. So I noticed that I was adjusting a little bit too much, you know, and now I'm gonna hit the right side of the pocket. So it's kind of side natural way, kind of side right idea, but without too much complex thing, you know. So you just, now I'm see that I'm hitting the object ball to the right side of the pocket. And okay, so job done. And then again, you can play center through the center. But let's say you adjust too much. Let's say, once again, I'm going to go back to the left. Once again, If I'm a beginner player, very likely what you're going to see that you're going to adjust too much. And then you're going to hit the red too much to the left of the pocket. And you're not going to pot the ball. So very likely you adjusted your sighting position, your body, too much to the left. So you just have to be a little bit more careful, mindful, and take your time. So let's say if this position is making you hit to the left, what you have to do, very slightly move to the right. And then making a visual, and you're going to see the object ball from your eye perspective a little bit different than before. And now I see thicker, but still to the left side of the pocket. So that's about the straight shots. Right, so if you get comfortable with the straight shots, you can start training angle shots with slightly off straight and use the same principle. Cover the right side of the pocket and try to hit to the left, or left side of the pocket, try hit to the right. And of course, middle of the middle, okay? So, you know, okay, so I'm just gonna give you an example. I'm gonna cover right side of the pocket, and I'm gonna hit the blue ball to the left side of the pocket from this angle. And again, here I am playing too thin. Here I hit into the red, and here, from my eye perspective, looks like a correct aiming line. Walk in, still thinking the same, dropping in. Pure strike. And then other side. Just put as many balls as you possibly can. Doesn't matter, you know, yellow, brown, or green. Just to keep rhythm going, you want to plot as many balls as possible, but with the feedback. Looks okay. And I was incorrect. So what I have to do, I have to adjust my aiming. So I have to stand slightly more to the right than I was before. So it's even for the good players, good too. So I was standing here, now I'm gonna stand here. So I made slight adjustments. And now, I'm just gonna cover this part of the pocket just to make it authentic here. So immediately it makes my mind very focused and concentrated on the task. Job done. And the third level is just basically use for the corner pocket a little bit more angle. Or with the middle pocket, just make sure if you are potting those balls consistently, just make bigger angles. From both table sides, here and here. Because you want to have balance from both table sides. Left to right, right to left, or left to right cuts, okay? And now, if we talk about ping ball spot, it's the same idea. You can put middle to the middle, left, right, middle, left, right. Now, again, this time I'm gonna cover the left side of the pocket. If I'm gonna hit through the middle of the middle, very likely I'm gonna hit to the right. So I have to be very, very focused and at the present moment to pot this ball. So I was here, so you can check the angle where exactly you hit to the right side of the pocket. And here, from my perspective, looks like I'm gonna hit pink to the right side of the pocket. Still the same. Job done. Here I have one of my student Bartes, and here's a practical example of this aiming drill. I'm covering the left side of the corner pocket, and his task is to hit to the corner pocket right side, okay? So you just have to play just soft drop-in shot without any side spin, just pure, just center, just drop in, okay? And again, focus on hitting the object ball and seeing the object ball to this right side of the pocket, okay? So the ping ball was going to the pocket, but because this part of the pocket was covered, he needs to make sighting adjustments, okay? So now, put more or less the same angle. If you're not really sure about the angle, for the audience, just make a chalk mark, something like here. So you could play always from the same position. And now, same thing, adjust your sighting and walk in, you have to see a slightly different view on the object ball. And now, what happens that the player overcompensates, and now he has to make a decision between this and that shot, okay? So same position. And you see his mental state, because he just came up without warm-up, is not yet ready yet for executing that shot. So he just have to talk with himself that, yeah, okay, I'm hitting the object ball to this part of the pocket, right? And this time, it was better. But still, adjust your sighting and aiming, all right? Most people are capable to put immediately, but when you have a next ball, you just puts a little bit more care. You have to put more care to the shot. And this time, he got exactly what he wanted, okay? And the beautiful part of this exercise that it's in very short time, those shots were first shots. You get into the rhythm, like 2 or 3 shots, you immediately focused. You feel different after a couple of shots, mentally, at least. You know, at the beginning, you were a little bit cold, not focused, and now, like 4 shots immediately, you have to be ready. Yes. So how different you feel, like, on your own words, how you can describe it?
I feel more confident.
About the angle you decide to play?
Yes.
Simple as that, you know. No overcomplicated stuff, just setting a specific drills to do that. Your game gonna improve massively, especially the sighting and aiming part, without too much overthinking. And when you practice, you want to keep the rhythm going, you want to play as many shots as possible, and make it dynamic. Change the sights, corner pocket, middle pocket, increase distance, shorter distance, middle distance, something like that. And yeah, I'm very excited for you. And just let me know in the comments how you did with the practice, or if you have specific questions, just let me know what I can do in my next videos to make those videos better for your learning experience. Here was Schulte Coach. See you next time.